Hi everyone, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and we are here with a Christmas one-page wonder. So this one was inspired by Pink Strawberries, and I will link her channel in the description of the video, but I did change it up a little bit, and I hope you guys like it. She did this one last Christmas, I think, or maybe the year before. But it is, I'm calling it kind of a one and a bit because if you want to do it the way I've done it, you definitely need 12 by 12 scrapbook paper and then things to decorate with, and then another piece for this other page I put in mine. So, and to make some pockets. So, one and a bit wonder. Okay, so this I'm using today Santa Claus Lane by Echo Park. Use any 12 by 12 paper you have. And I actually, what I did was I cut two 12 by 12 pages in half, so I would have two that were 6 by 12, and I'm using one of each. You could use just one piece. You won't have as much contrast throughout your little folio, but that would work. And anyway, that's what I did. So there is a front pocket here. I haven't put anything in it yet, but there is a front pocket that I just decorated with one of the cards from the kit right there. And I haven't put like a bunch of ribbons and bows. It would look great with that. I was trying to keep this one a little bit skinny in case I want to send it in the mail. And then of course, whoever receives it, more things will fit in here. If they want to use these in their journals or as a tag on a gift, they could always add a ribbon or a bow at that time. But you open it up, and there's a page. This is the extra page I added in with a pocket. And it opens this way to a journaling spot and a journaling spot. And then there is a nice roomy pocket. I put a little hinge on it so that it was a little bit roomier. And then there's an angled pocket here. Okay, isn't it cute? And then it opens here, and this is actually a pocket. I just put one of the cards on this little page flap and decorated that page just a touch. And again, the pocket and an angled pocket. And again, you can decorate, you can stuff lots in here. I want to make another one and have plenty to choose from, so I didn't put a lot of the cards in. And on the back, there's also a pocket, but I will probably stuff these. Now, again, use any scrapbook paper, and I was thinking even some of like the Christmas digital kits that we've been playing with would have lots of tags and journaling cards and bits you could tuck in, you know, any ephemera, anything you want to do. So I think this basic design though for the folder is very versatile and not hard. So let's make one. Okay, we're going to set that one aside. So again, you're going to need two 6 by 12 pieces of paper. And I used this one and it ended up being the cover just to make it different. Let's use the other piece of paper this time. Okay, and I do think it's probably a little bit easier if, honestly, if it has a direction to the paper, it will work. You just need to cut your paper correctly to begin with. It's a 6-inch tall, 6 by 4.5, and so you would want your pattern, you know, to run straight up and down. I picked paper that it didn't really matter. So okay, the piece, it doesn't really matter which side, but that you want to make to be on the front, or a portion of it on the front, you are going to cut on the 12-inch side at 8 inches so that you have an 8 by 6 and a 4 by 6. Okay, I will put the measurements and the scoring in the description, and if I forget, somebody please tell me, because I forgot one time recently. Thank you for telling me, because I definitely mean to give them to you. Okay, your other piece that is 12 by 6, cut this one at 8.5. Okay, so that's what we're going to need to make really the base of the folio. And we're going to use all of these pieces. All right, so The piece, and again, be careful when you get ready to score, because 8 inches and 8.5 inches, they look almost the same. So the one that is 8.5 inches, you want to score on the 8.5 inch. Sorry, I said that wrong. The one that is 8 inches, you want to score on the 8-inch side at 3.5 inches. Okay, and then let's go ahead. I'm not sure which way yet I'm going to have it go, but I'm going to just go ahead and fold that over. Now the piece that I cut off from that is 4 by 6, we are just going to score it at 2 inches because we're going to be folding it. Now mine's not perfect, and that really is okay. You're not even going to notice. So if it is off a smidge like that, don't worry about it. You're not going to see it. Okay. This is the piece that is 8.5 by 6. This one we are going to score at a 1/2 inch and at 5 inches. Okay. And then same thing. Let's go ahead and just fold on our scores. And I'll go ahead and go back the other way. Isn't this pretty paper? Again, use any paper you have. And you can always, if you have scrapbook paper, maybe isn't even your favorite, use that and then layer other papers on it. That would definitely work. Now the piece that is 3.5 by 6, we are going to score at 1 3/4. Okay. All right, I'm going to fold. That one never seemed, none of mine are matching up today. I probably didn't cut the original piece correctly, and that's all right. It works. Okay. It's kind of hard for me to know if I want to, how I want the cover to be until I see how the papers layer on. So this is the first piece that we scored at 3.5 inches. And actually the short side is inside. This is the front. And this piece is going to get glued on like this. So that's one option with the patterns. The other option, I'm trying not to flip the paper so much, but it is nice to look and see what our options are, is like this. Now the other thing that, and this is going to be that pocket, the other thing that's going to happen is this is going to wrap around right here. I covered kind of the seam up with that piece of ribbon. So we could have the green on the green, or if we flip it this way, we could have the plaid. So now I just have to sit here and figure it out. I think I'm just going to leave it like this, and it will be beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to just set this piece aside. So again, I have the piece that measures 4 by 6 that is folded in half. This is the piece that measures 8 by 6. And I folded on that 3.5 inch score. This is the folded side. That's what you want. And you have the piece that you folded in half that's just going to wrap around like this and make a pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this. All right. Now I am not inking mine. I didn't feel like this paper needed it, but if you want to distress ink yours, go for it. All right, I'm going to put glue at the top and the bottom of my pocket. And I like to put a strip of glue right here on, just past, where it's folded on the cover. Okay. All right. So this is going to be our cover. And it's going to open up and we're going to have these pages. Okay. Now, set it back down with your pocket, and now take your piece that measures 8.5 by 6. We scored it at 1/2 inch and at 5 inches, okay? You're gonna lay it down, and then we're gonna just glue this little hinge right to our front cover. And like I said, we could have kept flipping the paper around in the different patterns. I decided to just make a decision. There we go. So I have some plaid, I have some reeds, and I have some snowflakes. There you go. And it looks very different, doesn't it? All right. So now when you open it up, you have a flip page, you have a flip page, you have this page. Now we have this piece that we were, that we haven't used yet, that measures 3.5 by 6. And this is going to get glued down to make these 2 pages and the pocket on the back cover. Now, if you want to have a pocket here, you could do that. I think that's what the original tutorial did, but I'm leaving mine as little pages. So, let me just show you again where we're at. This is that back page that is attached to the front. And this is going to make the next page. Okay, I'm going to flip the whole thing over just to make it easy and I don't have to worry about gluing anything to the front cover. Open it up and we are going to attach it to the back of the cover, just like I did the one on the front. I'm going to put glue right along that edge. Okay, and I'll show it to you again. And I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I know sometimes people complain that I flip the paper around too much. And sometimes you just, have to make sure you're in the right spot, but I don't want to confuse anybody. Okay, now we are back. This is the front. There's a pocket. We have a page and a page. We have a back page. We have a page and a page and a back page. And on the back cover, we have a pocket. Now, the interesting thing with this is, just because I love to give you guys options, you could flip it like this. This could be the cover. If you want this to be the cover, ta-da, 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 ta-da. And then you have the back with the extra strip, whatever. It's really up to you. I'm going to leave mine. Now, once you start adding pockets, then you can't flip it upside down again, obviously. Okay, so that's your main construction. So before we look at the front or anything like that, let's make this pocket page. So if you want to leave it short like this, you can. I'm going to add a piece that measures 4 inches by 6 inches. I have 2 to choose from, that I am going to attach. So I have a pocket, and then this page is going to open up, and then I'm going to put something, for journaling. Or, of course, I could turn it in this way. And I don't really like the red and the red. I kind of like the packages. It's a little busy. Let's see what this one looks like. We could do the holly berries and the red, and I have the wood grain. Well, this is kind of pretty. I definitely like that. And I cut, because we're going to be putting a journaling spot here, I cut an extra one. The 4x6 I used in my prototype was actually one of the cards from the kit that you could mount a photo or write on. So it worked perfectly, and it had those cute Christmas lights. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell you about those 2 pieces here in a second. I think I'm going to do this one. I like it. So this is going to be a pocket. So again, it measures 4 inches by 6 inches, and I'm going to hold it still. And I'm going to, again, glue this pocket the same way that I just did the ones on the front and back cover. So now I have another pocket. It's attached to the page. So that just took the little flip page here and made it, you know, like a full page in our little journal. Okay, we could do the same thing over here if we wanted to. I will show you what I did though on my prototype, which I thought was kind of fun. I used one of the square cards from the kit. And again, you could just use paper that measures if you're not using a scrapbook kit like I am. These are 4 by 4 squares. And we can pick the one we want. This one says, "May your days be merry and bright." I may use this one because it has that wood grain to kind of pull it together. Oh, Christmas tree. There's a little teeny tiny sliver. I'm going to just turn to the side and chop it off with my chopper. Okay, so I'm going to mount this. I like that here, but so that on this side, we have a little tuck spot pocket. Okay. That made me happy with the prototype, so we're going to do it again. And I am just kind of holding here to know where to put my glue. I don't want to close this. I can always add just a little smidge more if I need to here in a sec. All right, so just like that U shape. I think I want it about right there. The goal was to not bring it up too high, but now I can just flip over. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing, but I'm just adding a touch more glue. Okay, we're going to let that grab. All right, front. We have a page and a page. We're going to put a pocket here. We have a page and a page. We're going to put pockets here. So let me show you how I did these pockets. Because I did want them, these are, you know, a little bit narrow, and I wanted them to be as roomy as possible. So this portion here measures 3.5 inches. And this one measures 3.5 inches. I was just making sure. So I have 2 pieces of paper that measure 4 inches. See, it's too big. 4 inches by 1 3/4. All right, and again, I will put the measurements in the description. So 4 by 1 3/4. And what we are going to do is score these. We're definitely going to use the polka dotted side on this one. I'm not sure on this one. I'm going to score each one at 1/4 inch and at 3 3/4. Just make 2 little hinges and it should fit in there. All right. That's the 3 3/4 and that's the 1/4. Okay. And these are going on these panels. So this one, let's see what it looks like with the polka dots. I kind of was, the other ones I did, I think I used the little packages on the paper. But to this one, I may put the flowers. It's really close. And the polka dots. All right, you just got to be careful when you're gluing. Now I am going to snip these corners just to make it a little bit easier. If you don't want to snip yours, you don't have to. But this way, if the paper's folded a little wonky, it won't have a little flap of paper sticking up that I can see. All right. Okay, here we go. little triangles everywhere. I'm gonna do the flower over here. So you're gonna put glue on the little flaps, right? And then along the bottom. And what this is gonna do is give this pocket as much real estate as we can. Because I want to be able to put these size cards from my kit in there. And I did come over just a little bit. I'm not going to worry too much. You may want to cut these just a smidge less than 4 inches. And that way when you score at 1/4 inch and 3 3/4, you will be able to, it'll be just a touch smaller. This one fit. So go figure. You know, whoops, it's how the, you know, if you have the paper off just like that 1/8 of an inch, it'll fit perfectly. Or if you have it off, it'll be just a smidge too big. So that's okay. It's kind of cute with that little piece there. We could even put a little tab there if we wanted to. All right. So let's go back to these 2 pages. I want some journaling space. This is optional. You can decorate, you can, you know, do whatever. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So I have one piece that measures 3 inches by 5.5, and that's going to go on this skinnier panel. And then this one measures 3.5 by 5.5 because it's a little wider. So they're from different portions of the paper. Just looking to see which way it looks the best. Now, if you don't want to use your nice scrapbook paper like I'm doing, the wood grain I thought looked pretty. I mean, just put down a neutral, you know, a neutral paper, because it is kind of sad using my pretty paper for this. But I am going to go with it because that's what I have planned. Okay. And then we'll glue this one down. Now in a minute, we're going to come back through here with some stickers and different things and make a decision about, you know, adding some more embellishment to some of these. But until then, just let these stick. All right, the last 2 pockets are angled pockets. And again, I am cutting this from a piece of paper that measures 4 inches by 6 inches. And I've done this many times, but I'm going to cut it. Now, I'm going to cut it this way. I don't like it with the packages upside down. So my option is to use, you know, the red side for both, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the packages on this one with these snowflakes, and instead of having upside down packages, I don't even know what I was thinking. We're going to have the red. Now the other thing we could do, I didn't do on the other one, is we could install it like this and have a tuck spot and a tuck up spot. Tuck up. Or I can lay it like this and I just put like a sticker and some decorations on it. Let me show you. Did it like that. Let's do the tuck up spot just to make this one a little different. You choose. And if you don't like your options, you can use other paper. Like you could use for your colors and your combinations. You know, once you put it together and you see how everything is looking, you may want to cut your pockets out of a different paper. I always think it's best to wait to cut until you see what you want to use. Sometimes when you're prepping for a video, if I'm doing it differently or using different papers than what I did for my prototype, I'm kind of winging it on the patterns. But it does look pretty, I think. Okay. There we go. And again, we'll come back through in a moment and maybe do some decorating. Okay, those close like this. All I did here was I put a decoration. We could do another journaling spot. You know, we can decide as we go. Okay, now we're going to close it. Now, before I use any of my cards or do any decorating, I want to decorate the front. And I used, and we don't have to do it that way, but I used one of these, you know, to just make it look cute on the front. Now, you also can just tuck things in here, and we could put something here or put a piece of ribbon. You know, there's lots of options. I'm trying to decide if this Christmas tree ribbon, if I want to do it the same way. I believe on the original video, if I remember correctly, she did the strip with the glitter, which always looks fabulous, right? I could do it right up next to it, or I could cross it over, or I can skip it. I think I'll put it on there. I am going to, at least at the top, start off with a full Christmas tree. And I think for this one, I am going to push it right up next to it as my goal. We'll see what happens. All right, touch of glue. Get it slid in where I want it. That's looking pretty good. And again, pom-poms. I mean, whatever you want to do to really make this festive. Like I said, I didn't do a lot of textures and things because I'm thinking I may want to send these through the mail and keep it a little flat. But normally, especially with Christmas, you know me, I am decking it out. But at least we'll have this piece of ribbon. Okay, I didn't cut it perfectly, but we'll just not look at that. We'll just not look at that. Okay, now here is the sticker sheet. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do a card like I did the other one, and then know I have the pocket if I want to use it, or do I want to just stick something in the pocket? I think I want to put a card on it like I did. This one has the wood grain, and this one has the wood grain, which would kind of pull that through the entire journal. Let's do this one. And again, there's a little green strip. I'm going to just slice it off. Isn't this pretty with the stripes? Oh, love it. Okay. And, you know, if you want to make this and round the corners and do things like that, you definitely can do that as well. Lots of options. All right. I, again, do not want to accidentally glue my pocket closed, but I do want, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Oops, I do want glue here because I don't want, when I go to stick things in this pocket, for it to accidentally jam up on this layer. I don't want that. Okay. There we go. That looks good. I like it. This is a little bright, but it's fun. It's Christmas. Okay, now on my prototype, I put Mary, and it was in green. It looked really cute. And I've got bright here, but it's in the red. I'm just not sure, but I do have ho, ho, ho. Let's do ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that'll kind of pop. Ho, ho, ho. Not that I have to put a sticker. Okay, and then I definitely want to put a card in there. And then on this one, like I said, I just stuck, you know, a card, and I thought it looked cute being able to see the stripe there. It doesn't have to be that one. How about So I'm going to decorate this page. You can kind of see things through the white. See how cute? So cute. I don't know yet. I'm going to think about this for just a second. Now, these will fit because we made those roomy pockets. Isn't that fabulous? And then the big cards that are 4x6, I cut down just a touch, and they're a different orientation, but I think they look great, you know, tucked in the pockets. They just had to be trimmed down just a touch of an extra. I'll just stick it in here. Like I said, with the other ones, I was trying to be a little bit skimpy with how many I tucked in because I did not want to run out for this one to decorate with and stuff. Let's put this back here. This could use something. Why don't we put the word bright? I don't even think I decorated the back of the other one. Did I? No, I just left it. Let's put bright on there. I'm using my stickers. Look at me go. Okay. I just had a thought about this page. This one is just believing it's a little bit big. What I did, I used one of these square ones that was a wreath shape, but I cut it out, and I'm going to be brave. Long scissors. I'm going to be brave and cut out the North Pole, and then hope that I can do something with Just Believe that will fit cute on here. And we'll just decorate this page a little. And again, you could do more journaling. You could add another pocket. Do whatever makes you happy. All right, here we go. It'll be a little busy with the plaid, so we'll have to see if we like it. If not, I'm sure I will use this for something, because how cute is that, right? You can even put it right there, right? Okay. North Pole. All right, let me just kind of want to do, I think, a little bit of an organic cut around these letters. Oh, I just heard a puppy. I had Matt at the vet this morning. Those of you who have been with me for a while and know it's one of my dogs. He's been having some health issues, and we got a good report that we're holding steady. Oh, look, just like that. We are holding steady. Is it enough? Like, is it too busy? Like, would it help if it wasn't on the plaid? See, this would look really cute. I could put the North Pole here. And we could put Just Believe there. Or, well, this is going to have something in it. Like, here comes Santa Claus. So I don't think I want to put it there. I think it's just getting lost, and it's too cute, I think, to get lost. So let me just give that a little bit of thought. What do I want to do here? The jolliest bunch of elves. That's cute too. I just wish everything was just a bit smaller. That. Ha 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 ha. La 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 la. Okay, let's put some stickers on here while I think about that. It's the plaid, which I love, but I'm just struggling. Oh, there's the Ann for Mary Ann Bright. I split them up. We'll just have an Ann sign for something at some point. Okay. I am going to put Here Comes Santa Claus right there. And I think on this one, I'm going to put a Santa Claus. Let's just put this little Santa right there. Okay, and we can write on those. We have that. Just a little bit of decorating. Get me a little hung up here. All right, how long did I say these were? These are 3.5. I am going to cut some. Let's do the plaid. The lights, it was going to be a little challenging for me, so I need to cut it right here. I used a little portion of this on the other one, but I was just thinking to give this a little bit of extra. Just do that. Isn't that cute? All right, sometimes this happens, and I'm going to not put anything on here right now. I'm going to save my North Pole Just Believe words, and I'm going to wait until whatever really hits me for that, okay? Or I'm just going to leave it because I love looking at that plaid paper. And again, this will look cute with a bow, but now these really aren't too thick. You could put a ribbon closure on them. There's so many things, you know, we could do. All right, that is it. I hope you guys have given the video a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going to make one. And I hope you enjoy this. Be great. Instead of a traditional, you know, Christmas card, you could put a gift card, family photos, all kinds of things in there. So I hope you like it, and I hope you make one. Have a great day, everybody. Until next time.